I think it's time for me to go back to Blender. Hello, welcome back. Blender used to be my bread and butter in high school. As you can see here, these are my works. They're not the greatest, but I was proud of them. I used to be able to work on Blender project like it was nothing. Like, it was a breeze. I know what to do. I didn't know everything. We know how Blender can get with all those interfaces. But sadly, growing old and getting out of high school, I didn't find the time to do more Blender and to expand on my abilities on it. And with the rise of AI, I've just never felt like I should be doing it. But that changes today. Today, I'm going back to Blender. And what better way to go back to Blender by doing the donut tutorial? We all know which one. But I thought, nah, that's way too long first off. And also, I don't want to make a donut. And of course, as a sane man would decide, I'm sane, I've decided to make a scene of Howls Moving Castle. Brilliant. Oh, that's gonna be easy. Right? So, in preparation, I have to make a mood board. I've actually got this thing, The Art of Howls Moving Castle. So I was flipping through these. What scene would I want to do? I don't know if I want to do this scene with the ships, and it could be a cool way to go back in Blender and maybe try to create a ship. But no, I landed on this scene, which is, if I could find it, I landed on this scene. I'll put up a picture for a better view, and I'm gonna try to recreate it. So I gathered some images from the movie, some stuff that I've seen on the internet, and I used the Pure Ref application, which is really nice. I highly recommend it. I gathered images of the grass. I really like the grass with the flower on it. I like the house, even though it's not the Howls Moving Castle one. It's just a cottage. I love the scenery here. So gathered some cloud images, and of course the house. First, I started off by building the scene, building the blocks. Just trying to make sure I got the scene right before I add more modeling and some 3D objects on my scene. And I'm really surprised how much of my muscle memory actually kicked in. So I'm glad I didn't do the donut tutorial because I didn't need to know how to do all the other stuff. However, Blender has changed ever since I've started using it. They have so many tabs now. They have added so much functionality, which is really great to see. I sculpted out where the water is, and I just remember being so scared of sculpting when I was first starting Blender because it's ruining my geometry. Well, I guess it is, but it became my new favorite way to just do 3D modeling. It's really fun. So I added some basic green material for the ground, added the sun just to block out the scene and to find something that looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, lighting is one of my weakest spots in art, whether it's drawing or anything. It's just shading and all that. I know I need to work on, so. I remember hating the Boolean tool because it like a Boolean, it actually just destroy your geometry, and it freaked me out when I started using Blender before, and it still freaks me out now because it just destroy your geometry, obviously. However, there's ways of fixing it. I debated using the tool, remeshing tool, I forgot the name, and now it's time to model the house. And I forgot how hard it is to have clean topology. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. I modeled the house, modeled the roof tiling. I actually really like that one. Shout out to the array tool. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but I'm just really glad that I still know the shortcuts because this will take me forever if I didn't. The grass was pretty insane. I never heard of geometry nodes before. This wasn't a thing before. When I added grass in my scenes before, it was emission, with the hair particle. Yeah, particle thing. And now there's this fucking geometry node thing. Oh boy, that's gonna be another headache for me in the future. I just know it. But with this helpful tutorial, it just made it easier for me to have grass. And actually, it looks pretty nice. A lot of headaches and a lot of things I don't understand, but I'll take it. After I'd done everything, I modeled, the bench, the windows. I forgot, I didn't even notice this little water wheel thing till later on when I was looking at this image. So I did that real quick. Now it's shading time. This is my biggest weakness in 3D art. I can't texture. I have troubles UV unwrapping. I have troubles finding the right texture and mixing them. Don't even get me started in Blender with all the nodes. The freaking nodes. But shout out to these people. It really made it easier for me to make this texture, even though I still don't understand anything what I'm doing. I've always liked the painterly look of the Studio Ghibli films, but obviously it's gonna be harder in 3D because, well, they're 3D. I found tutorials again online, shout out to these people again, that actually does this texture kind of. I did my best following the tutorial, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't get close to what I wanted. This is what I wanted, and this is what I got. It took days for me. I really feel like I hit a brick wall, so I just said, fuck it. I guess that's it for me. That's all I can do for now. There's texturing. I just remembered how insane it is though for Blender to have all these nodes, and I understand why new people are really scared of using Blender, because there's like especially just looking at the interface, like there's so many stuff you can be looking around and be like, what am I looking at? But it's kind of nice because there's like freedom on it, and it's a free software, so there's a W in my book. I was just struggling with shading. Well, I guess it is my weakness, and I actually never done painterly shading before. I usually do the realistic ones, which, to be honest with you, I feel like it'll be easier because there's tons of tutorials of just realistic shaders. There's still a good amount for this anime or Studio Ghibli style, but it's just really hard to replicate what I see on film. Like, I generally want to just paint it myself, but I want to do it in Blender. Now I started off with the clouds. I really like this one actually. This tutorial, I'll put it up on the screen. His tutorial for the clouds was amazing, and the result was really, really good. I ended up making these clouds, and as you can see, I think they look good. This is like probably one of the best clouds I think I've ever made, to be honest with you, in Blender. Yeah, now I'm just finishing up the scene. Now they have the clouds. I added like the mountains on the back. I don't know if you can see it, although this is like the most inefficient way of doing it. I added like an actual mountain. I think I could have gone away with just adding a plane and just like modifying it myself, but I don't know, I guess I was too lazy. Now I'm just fixing the scale here, make sure everything looks right. I did some test renders. At one point I was like, okay, I think I've done enough, or I think I've done as much as I can do for now, because my brain was like breaking. I like, there's nothing else I can do. So here's the final result. Boom. I know it's kind of underwhelming, but I enjoyed the process. I also put it on Adobe Lightroom just to add some tweaks here and there. You add some grain, less texture, just make it pretty, but yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I don't hate it, but I think it could be better. I think the lights could be better, the lighting situation. I think the number one actually is the texture, and yeah, maybe I'll come back to this in the future, but here's my first scene back in Blender. Yay! What I've learned from this little project of mine, it was fun. The struggle I had figuring out the nodes, it's really frustrating, don't get me wrong, but it was really fun. I like figuring out, I don't know, like how to make this thing look like something else, and how to make the scene better. The grass was tough, especially on my computer. Could not figure out for the life of me textures. So maybe in the future, once I actually get better at doing textures, I might come back and fix this scene. But for now, this is the result, which I'm not mad about. I'm quite surprised of how much I still remember. There's so much like shortcuts that just literally my muscle memory just kicked in. I know there was like annoying thing in Blender before where when you click on objects, it's right click, which pisses me off when I first started, because like, who in the right mind is gonna do that? But I've worked so much in Blender that when they downloaded this and they tried to do it, the right way of doing it with left click, I had to go back a right click because that was my normal. It's kind of cool to just like, oh wait, I can't click on that. Revert back to the right click gang. Lots to learn, especially the geometry node. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to start doing that, but I might. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is my first actual video for try crafting. So if you like it, like and subscribe. For the next video, it might be a little challenge, a 30-day challenge, kinda. We'll see. I'm not sure yet, but yeah. Bye bye. See you next time.